Did alcohol really save humans from bad water? You have probably heard the story before. In the past, water was dirty, so people drank beer instead. And alcohol saved them from disease. It sounds simple, it sounds logical, and it makes history sound kind of funny, but the real answer is more complicated. Alcohol did not magically make unsafe water safe, and people in the past did not only drink alcohol. Medieval sources show that people did drink water, especially when it came from good wells, clear springs, or clean streams. So the idea that everyone avoided water and replaced it with alcohol is a myth. But like many myths, it contains a small piece of truth. Because in some places, at some times, alcoholic drinks could be safer than bad water. Not because alcohol was magic, but because of how drinks like beer were made. Beer production often involved heating or boiling the liquid. And boiling can kill many dangerous microbes. Beer also has several natural barriers against microorganisms. Ethanol can damage microbial cells. Low pH makes growth harder. Carbon dioxide and low oxygen can make beer less friendly to many organisms. And hops can add antimicrobial effects. Modern brewing science describes these as hurdles that make beer difficult for many pathogens to grow in. So compared with contaminated water, beer could sometimes be the safer drink. But that does not mean beer was always safe, and it does not mean alcohol was the real solution. Some pathogens can survive in beer under certain conditions. Some traditional fermented drinks could still be contaminated, and weak beer did not contain enough alcohol to sterilize everything by itself. One study about beer and waterborne illness in historical England notes that brewing involved boiling, and that boiling and hopping may have acted as accidental water purification techniques. It also notes that small beer in late 18th and early 19th century England could be very weak, around 0.75% alcohol by volume. That detail matters, because the safe alcohol story often imagines people drinking strong beer all day, but many everyday drinks were much weaker than modern beer. They were closer to a low-alcohol fermented drink, so the safer part was not just the alcohol. It was the process, heating, fermentation, acidity, storage, and sometimes hops. That process could make the drink less risky than dirty water, but it was not the same as modern clean water. The real danger was not water itself. The danger was contaminated water. Water mixed with human waste, water from polluted wells, water from dirty rivers, water carrying bacteria, viruses, and parasites. WHO says contaminated water and poor sanitation are linked to diseases such as cholera, diarrhea, dysentery, hepatitis A, typhoid, and polio. That is the real enemy, not water, contamination. So did alcohol save humans from bad water? The honest answer is, sometimes, partly, in specific situations, but not as a universal rule. Alcoholic drinks could reduce some risks when the water source was unsafe, but humans still needed clean water. They still needed safe wells. They still needed sanitation. They still needed waste kept away from drinking water. They still needed hygiene. And when modern public health improved, the real breakthrough was not beer. It was clean drinking water. It was sewage systems. It was water treatment. It was understanding that disease could spread through contaminated water. That is why the simple story is wrong. People did not survive because they replaced water with alcohol. They survived when they found ways to make drinking safer. Sometimes that meant fermentation. Sometimes that meant boiling. Sometimes that meant choosing a cleaner water source. And later, it meant building systems that kept waste out of water. So the answer is not, alcohol saved humans. The real answer is, alcoholic drinks sometimes helped reduce the danger of bad water. But clean water is what actually saved humans, because alcohol was never the cure for unsafe water. It was only a temporary workaround. And the real health revolution was not getting drunk. It was keeping disease out of what people drank.